Sziasztok! You're listening to Budacast, interviews, features, and things to do, places to go, and people to see in Budapest. It's a radio show that's all about Budapest and all about Hungary on the World Wide Web at budacast.hu. I'm your host, Drew Leifheit. I love Budapest and want to give you a taste of the sights and sounds of Hungary. We're getting on the middle tram, the middle car. And this is actually quite strange because here are wooden seats. Akos, any idea why they would have wooden seats on the middle one?
They were built earlier than the motor cars, and back then most of the trams had wooden seats.
One of the mainstays of cheap Hungarian street food is called langos, a golden brown disc of fried dough typically topped with sour cream, grated cheese, and sometimes even a bit of garlic oil. You know, Mark, why don't we just get a little sound of you crunching into your langos, and then I'm going to turn this darn thing off so we can just chow down.
Okay, here we go.
It's ravenous.
Very good.
Budacast feature stories transport you to where the action is. We introduce you to aspects of Hungarian culture and even offer some language tips.
Szia! Nincs sör és csirke az állomáson.
Wow, very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank
and
you.
Please tell the listeners what that meant.
Hi, there is no beer or chicken at the railway station.
Oh, I think that's very valuable information.
Well,
Thanks
yeah,
very much.
even though it's probably not true, but still, I mean, you never know.
Budacast does regular interviews with our group of experts who give listeners ideas on what to do during their stay.
One of my favourite places to go was Eger. It's a beautiful city, I mean one of my favourite cities anyway, but about a 20-minute walk west of the city there's a valley there called Valley of the Beautiful Woman, and it's just a valley whose sides are just full of wine cellars that are dug into the rock. And so that's a great way of having a taste and really getting a feel for the wines there.
This is the so-called Museum Plus program, and every Thursday everyone who cannot come during the working hours to the museum can visit all the permanent and temporary exhibitions between 6 and 10 p.m.
Budacast is interactive. Listeners can ask questions or send their comments, which we include in the show.
Sziasztok! This is Dave Tony calling from the city of Vancouver in Canada. In June I was in Hungary to attend a family reunion, and having not been there since 1989, I had a great time reconnecting with the country and the many relatives from the Magyar side of my family. Before traveling to Hungary, I discovered the Budacast and found it to be a great and casual introduction to what's going on in the old country. So for now, Sebas from Tony in Vancouver.
I'd love to help you sell your service or product on Budacast, Hungary's first English language podcast. You're probably wondering, what's a podcast? Well, podcasting is more than just an online radio show. It's one of the hottest new marketing tools around for building a brand with a specially targeted audience. Podcast subscribers really want the content. Budacast listeners, for example, receive free MP3 files as they're available, which they can listen to on their iPods whenever and wherever they like on a transatlantic flight to Budapest. Podcasting is personal. Budacast listeners get to hear the unique perspective of a native English speaker who's lived here for a long time. I show them the great things to do, places to go, and people to see, and let them know what's going on here in Hungary in terms of events, arts and culture, or maybe even what the buzz is on the street. Podcasting can build communities. With just a computer and a microphone, Budacast listeners can send in their comments. Maybe they want to talk about what they did on their visit to Hungary, or ask a question about planning a trip to the Puszta. In the United States, all kinds of businesses believe that podcasting is a unique way of reaching their target audience. There are literally thousands of podcasts about subjects like technology, business, pop culture, food, yes, even travel. American Airlines believes in podcasting. That's why they're sponsoring one of the most popular travel podcasts in the United States. Budacast listeners are people who love Budapest and Hungary. They either live here or love to visit. They're international and open-minded, tech-savvy, love to travel, they're highly educated, and have a higher-than-average salary. Get your message out to this special audience by sponsoring Budacast. The audience is out there waiting to hear about your product or service in the context of an innovative, friendly, and unique medium called Budacast. So, what are you waiting for? To hear more, check out www.budacast.hu and stay tuned.